All right, guys, are you ready to get things started? Well, we are almost to the point where we're going to hear from the final 8 contenders that are competing in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. But first, let's see how they got there.
How will race 1 in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup affect the championship?
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
Brad Keselowski's right through the middle and to the front of the field.
Really nice job.
He leaves at number 1 in the chase.
Race number 2 is anything like race 1 was. We're in for a very fun afternoon.
Green, green, green. We fun. Got him at the right side door, guys.
Kyle Busch going to get turned around. What a turn of events that is.
Logano gets a great restart.
You guys are the best!
What 12 drivers will race their way to the next round and what 4 will not?
Woohoo! We won the double, boys! That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah!
The chase for NASCAR's Sprint Cup moves into its second round today at Kansas Speedway.
Nice and smooth all day. Just let us know what you need there.
12 drivers start a new quest to move to the Eliminator round.
Not what you wanted to start the contender round. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has got the outside retaining wall.
We blew a right fronters up, guys. That wasn't nice.
Joey Logano wins it in Kansas.
These next 2 races are going to be some of the most important races in this chase.
11 drivers out there know that this is their opportunity to get themselves through to the next round by winning this race tonight.
Green, 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 all rolling.
The winner locks in a spot in the next round of the chase.
20 was on the free pass. He just drove down the right side of our car. He just tore the right front up. Yeah, I'm after the race. Y'all just be ready.
Kevin Harvick in control down the backstretch.
Kevin Harvick wins it in Charlotte.
What a breaking call.
Talladega next week is just going to be insane.
Final race in the contender round of the chase. 4 drivers championship hopes end today.
Wild race ahead. Enjoy the ride.
Trouble coming off turn 4.
Keselowski has some slight damage. Whoa, trouble back straightaway. It's J.J. Yeley. He's into the outside wall.
More piling in. Is that Kyle Busch in the inside wall?
We're done.
Oh, trouble.
Junior's in that. The final 2 laps here at Talladega.
Brad Keselowski running for his chase light.
Good, 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 good. Yes, good!
The miracle came true today for Brad Keselowski. He moves on to the Eliminator round.
Can't believe it, guys! We did it!
Please welcome your host for the 2014 Eliminator Media Day from ESPN Sports Center, Lindsay Czarniak.
Hello. Thank you guys so much for the warm welcome, and welcome to this wonderful event as we kick off the Eliminator round of the chase for the Sprint Cup. NASCAR, as all of you here know, is phenomenal, and I would not be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for this sport. George Michael was my old boss, and he found me because I was pit reporting on Speed Channel, and I was lucky enough when I was doing that and working for him to be able to work with TNT to host their NASCAR on the weekends. And I can tell you, and I still maintain, that the people, the teams, the drivers, the organization in itself, it simply does not get better. And how exciting to be a part of this for this season, and the fact that this is such a new format, and we have seen so far how exciting this can be. So we thank you all for making the trek and being here today, and for you that are tuning in on NASCAR.com. This is going to be a truly memorable experience this afternoon. I think the question is, has everybody caught their breath from Sunday's race? Oh yeah? Really? Okay. It was incredible. I've been around this sport, as I said, for quite a long time, and I can say that I don't remember a race that has been quite as intense as that. Brad Keselowski obviously needed the win. He got it. Others, not so lucky. That race defined, though, this new unpredictable chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, and I want to give you a statistic here. Entering this contender round, only 6% of the chase grids on NASCAR.com remain perfect. After Talladega, anybody have a guess how many? Any? No? 2? 0. Can you believe it? 0. So this just goes to show how unpredictable, how exciting this new format can really be. We move now to the eliminator round, as I said, and we visit NASCAR's shortest venue next, Martinsville Speedway, the only short track in the chase. Then it's on to Texas Motor Speedway, a grand stage that always offers its share, of course, of surprises, and then the 1-mile jewel in the desert, Phoenix International Raceway. But before that, are you ready? Are you really ready? You guys can do better than that. It is time to meet the Eliminator 8. Right now, here we go. Our first driver needs no introduction. Do you see the fog coming from underneath here? Though he may need security, and you guys know what I'm talking about. He defined clutch Sunday at Talladega. He is seeking his Sprint Cup Series Championship #2 while driving the #2. He locked up a spot in this round with a walk-off win at NASCAR's biggest oval. He's on top of the Christmas card list of every other driver in the circuit. We know that. Let's welcome Mr. Brad Keselowski. Next up, he has got shoes that are older than Mr. Keselowski, but they are well worn. We know that. He is the most accomplished driver in this field, keeping his Drive for 5 alive. He is seeking to bring Hendrick Motorsports a 12th title. This upcoming round sets him perfectly. Please welcome 4-time series champion, Jeff Gordon. The next driver trying to give his current employer the best parting gift a team could ask for, a Sprint Cup championship. It is his last season with Roush Fenway. He wants to go out with a bang, and so far he has. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carl Edwards. He is the most mild-mannered of the group, until he's not. His pushiness on Sunday certainly paid off on the racetrack. Former Rookie of the Year, former Sprint Cup champion in 2003. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Kenseth. Watch out for our next eliminator. He said that he would be dangerous if he got past the contender round. He got past it, and now he's got to prove himself, and we know that he's one that can do it. He lip syncs to Taylor Swift in his downtime. You know who it is, Denny Hamlin. Only one driver scored top 10 finishes in all 3 of the contender round races. His seat is safe unless, well, we know he's good to go. He's gone from Rocket Man to Eliminator and doing another step closer to the championship. We welcome now Mr. Ryan Newman. The next eliminator eloquently described the new playoff format, saying that it might make you kind of queasy because it's so intense. His dramatic win at Charlotte locked him into this round, a 3-track swing coming up that suits him very nicely. He dominated at Phoenix earlier this year. Everyone, Mr. Kevin Harvick. Last but not least, the youngest of the bunch. His age matches the number on the side of Jeff Gordon's race car. He's the last in years, but he's the first to lock up a spot, in fact, in this round. His win at Kansas clinched his spot on this stage. Please welcome Joey Logano. So before we get started, guys, a quick primer on the Eliminator round. I'm sure a lot of you know this, but in case you don't or you need a quick brush up, all 8 drivers that you see here on this stage today, they have had their points now reset to 4,000. If one of them wins any of the next 3 races, Martinsville, Texas, or Phoenix, then they'll automatically lock up a spot in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Championship race at Homestead Miami Speedway. The remainder of the championship 4 field then will be set by points earned in the 3 races. And of course, you guys okay there? In Miami, the driver, of course, who finishes the highest among the championship 4 will win the 2014 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Championship. We are ready now, it looks like, to chat with the drivers. These questions, by the way, have come from you, the fans. And on behalf of NASCAR, we want to thank you very much for submitting all the questions and as well for your continued passion for this sport that we all love. This first question, are you guys ready?
We're ready.
All right, is from Tim Kennedy for Denny Hamlin. You ready, Hamlin? Sure. On a scale from 1 to 10, what is your confidence level right now considering the tracks that make up the remainder of the season?
11.
Do you care to expand? Why?
Because we're still here. And, you know, you got as good a shot as anyone, and you know, you try to explain, I doubt anyone had these exact 8 in this position right now, but we're going to 3 very different racetracks than what we raced most of the year. We all have the same amount of points, and really there's 30 restarts and 30 pit stops that are going to happen between now and Homestead that one could define to the good or the bad of you racing for a championship at Homestead or not. So there's so many variables in this, you just never know who's going to be in what position, so you just try to capitalize each and every time.
Next question is from Matt Brown. He's from Baltimore. This is for Brad Keselowski. I was looking at the stats on NASCAR.com and couldn't believe this one. You're the only one of the top 8 drivers without a win at any of the next 3 tracks. Does that worry you? You were just called out.
I feel like we've had great runs at all of the next 3 tracks. We've led laps. Texas, I ran second to Joey for the majority of the race and sped down pit road last fall, and ran second at Texas, I think 3 or 4 times, and then Martinsville, I think we have 4 top 10s in the last 5 races, and a lot of 5ths and 6ths, but we have the potential, I think, to win any of the next 4 races, and we've tested at 3 of the 4, so I feel really good about it, and I'm not racing the stat book, I'm racing the opportunity, and we have a great opportunity with a great team to get it done, so we're ready to go.
Good answer. Here's a question for Kevin Harvick. This is from Sandra O'Callahan from Flushing, New York. Which track would you say is the wild card track of the Eliminator round, and why?
Well, I think any of them can be the wild card at this point. It's been Charlotte, and Kansas, and Talladega. There's been a lot happen at every track. So obviously, I'd say Martinsville, just for the fact that it always seems like you see some added contact at that particular racetrack, and the radiator can get knocked out in a heartbeat from somebody else's trouble. So it's, I would probably say Martinsville for sure.
This one for Carl Edwards from Michael Connor in Kansas City, Kansas. Which track in this round do you think sets up the best for you?
I think statistically Phoenix is probably the best for our team. But Martinsville, we ran really well at Martinsville earlier this year. And I guess for us, we look at this as just an opportunity. I mean, we're tied for the points lead with basically a team that has not been really dominant this year. So we look forward to these 3 races because they're not all mile-and-a-halves on which we've struggled. And we feel like Martinsville and Phoenix are probably our best opportunities to get a win and advance to Homestead.
Next question for Ryan Newman, and it comes from Jim Baker from San Francisco. You're probably the hottest driver right now. How will that momentum help you in this round?
A fat joke or what?
I think he's serious.
Big boned? I mean,
We had 3 good races, don't get me wrong, the 6th, the 7th, and the 5th. And that's been a strength of our season, like consistency-wise. We've been consistent, but this is the highest and most performing consistency we've had. So really look forward, as everybody else does, to the next 3 races. And you guys shouldn't be laughing down there. And just have some fun with it. I mean, it's an opportunity for all of us, and I never thought, and I never looked at it, I guess, and thought about it, but to know that we're 4 races to go, tied for the lead, it's the first time in my career. I hope I can make the best of it.
Joey Logano, this one's for you. Kelly Jacoby, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, in Concord, Massachusetts. Has your strategy changed at all as you move from each round to the next, and if so, how?
No, it's really stayed the same. I think really from the beginning of the year, our goal is to go out there and win, and if not, finish the best you can. And I think that's probably the same goal as everybody else. It's pretty simple. And when the chase started, we didn't really change what we were doing. We just tried to pick it up a notch in every level, and we've been able to do that. And then, obviously, as we get closer here to hopefully getting the Homestead, the pressure keeps picking up. But at the same time, we got to just remember what's gotten us here and keep pushing the same way we've been and keep doing what we've been doing, and we'll be there.
Jeff Gordon, this one's from you. From Jason Kingsford from Denver. Texas always seems to have drama. You were famously part of the highlight reels with Jeff Burton. What kind of challenge does Texas pose in the Eliminator round?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough racetrack. It's a fast racetrack. I think I can avoid drama there as long as the caution doesn't come out, because that's when Jeff wrecked me, was under caution. So I think that, I think that this next round is definitely a round that suits us very well, and Texas is one of those tracks that we've run strong at. And I think any of the tracks can create drama, because there's so much pressure, there's so much more intensity with this format, and each race and each lap, each position just means that much more, and that means guys are going to be pushing hard, being aggressive, and that's going to put them in a position to possibly take more risk, make more mistakes, and cause a little more contact.
How much more intense, honestly, as drivers, do you guys feel it?
I felt it last weekend, I know that. I'm sure I'm glad Talladega's over.
Agree? Microphones?
Sure. Sounds great.
I think Phoenix, that's not true, but I think Phoenix, again, is going to ramp it up and intensify even more. Again, as we get to that final race to get to Homestead, it's going to be crazy, just almost like Talladega in a different way.
Well, Lindsay, I think, you look at it and say, with this chase format versus years past, it's so much harder to get a foothold. If you win races and lead laps and win your bracket, or win any of the brackets except for the last one, you're still back to zero. So you keep resetting back to zero. So it's hard to build any momentum. And then on the other side, if things aren't going your way, you always have the opportunity to win and kind of get a hall pass. So it's a completely different feeling for me personally, and I think that always adds a little bit more anxiety when you feel like you can't ever get a hold of something and really kind of own it by success. So it's a whole different style, and I think you're going to see that continue to play out in this next bracket.
We have another question for Matt. This is from Allison in Iowa. How different is Phoenix since they repaved it? How does that play a role as the final track in this round? What would you say, Matt?
Well, it's a lot different than before it was paved. It's starting to age a little bit finally, and hopefully starting to take a little bit of rubber getting back like the old Phoenix. But Kevin obviously seems to have Phoenix figured out, better than everybody else. It's a fun racetrack. It is configured a little bit differently. It's always made passing just a little bit more difficult, but it is definitely aging and definitely getting wider.
All right, Drew from the NASCAR.com chat has a great question. He said, for those of you that don't have a teammate in the chase, if you and your teammate are going for the win, would you expect them to give you the win?
Yes, absolutely. I for sure will.
No question.
We might expect it, but I doubt whether it's going to happen.
To Brad's point earlier, though, about not feeling like you can ever really let yourself get comfortable, are there different things that you guys have had to do even when you're away from the track just to get your focus right? Carl?
I spent last night in a tractor. We've been harvesting our soybeans, and that was a nice little getaway. But
I know it's scary. I actually have a part in what you guys might be eating at home.
Wait, go back to that. What
yeah,
is?
I think I was thinking about what Ryan said. I think all of us. I mean, we didn't become race car drivers because we're realistic. I mean, we're optimists. I mean, we build race cars and go out and try to beat people with them. And for us to all have an opportunity at the championship, be tied for the points lead this close to the end of the year. I mean, that's what we all want. And to go into Homestead, I can tell you, going in there with Tony in 2011, it was such an amazing opportunity to know that all my dreams as a race car driver were right there in front of me. And I believe that having 4 guys able to do that at Homestead is going to be interesting, to say the least. And there'll be a lot of guys at Phoenix who really want a piece of that.
Go back to the soybeans for a second. What's that?
So we've been farming a little bit, which is really fun. And the New Holland people they love me now, so I'm a great customer. But so we grow soybeans on some farmland in Missouri, and it's been really neat. It's different than racing by far, and so you asked what we do outside to get our mind off of things, and that's what I've been doing.
Jeff, what about you and the Focus? Are there different things that you've had to do or approach things differently now?
You've been
Remind me
farming.
not to sit next to kids the next time. He's been in my ear all day long. What is up with that? For me, it's just spending time with the kids. That's the greatest way to get away. Matter of fact, I'm late to pick my daughter up for school right now. But no, I mean, they don't care about what happened on Sunday, whether you won or whether you didn't. They just want you to be dad and hang out with him. So that certainly for me during the week is the best way to get my mind off of the anxiety and the pressure of everything that's building right now.
All right, Kenseth, this is a good question for you. Wayne from South Carolina wants to know if you think that you will have to win at Homestead in order to win it all.
I don't know if you'll have to. I think with whichever 4 guys make it there, I think anybody sitting on the stage is capable of going there and winning. So, I'm sure they're going to, run up in the front. So if you want to make sure you're going to win a championship, you'll have to win.
We have time for one more question, I'm told. This one is from Chris Gilmore of Concord for Denny Hamlin. When will we see another lip sync selfie uploaded to your YouTube page?
That's a fair question.
What did you say?
What did you do? I was, busy in my tractor. I don't have the YouTube.
You don't have YouTube. It's 2014, man.
What'd you do for real?
I lip synced Taylor Swift.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let's see.
Was it good, guys? Did he do a good job?
Well, yeah.
What outfit did you choose for your performance?
Hey now.
I don't know. I guess whenever the mood strikes me, I'll do another one. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think I had to start one to post that, which makes that's what makes it even sicker. Is I spent the time to do that. It wasn't just like oh hey, do this. No. Oh, we have to subscribe. Okay, let's do that.
Were you
I thought
drinking?
it through. None.
Alcohol was not involved?
0.
Was it your idea? That's what I want to know. Was it
might be involved next time, though.
All right, guys, let's give a round of applause once again for the Eliminator 8. Their insight today and the access that you guys give NASCAR fans, truly appreciative. The Eliminator round, thank you, Brian, kicks off Sunday at Martinsville on ESPN. Be sure to tune in and enjoy the rest of the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Have a wonderful rest of the afternoon. Thank you guys so much for being here.